So I'm going to talk a little bit about story mapping. Story mapping is a very popular method in the agile world, and it's a great way to define the scope of the work that you're trying to do. It's a good collaboration medium across business, technology, the entire team. So what is a story map? What's it for? It's really another way of expressing your backlog for your teams. Unlike some of the more traditional ways of managing your backlog, this isn't in a queue, or it's not a list of stories. It's not flat. It's actually hierarchical. So you can describe what's in your backlog at various different levels. Who are the people impacted? What are the major business goals? All that kind of good stuff. The way I'm going to actually describe how story mapping works is I'm going to walk over a partially completed story map, use that as a way of getting you familiar with some of the different concepts and some of the different artifacts that are built as part of the story map. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete the story map, so that'll help you walk through how you can actually build these things. So the example I'm going to use is, imagine there's a telecom provider out there. They're providing data, they're providing voice, they're providing cable, but they're not providing mobile yet. So they want to exist their existing systems so that you can support customers buying handsets, getting it onto their network, all that kind of good stuff. So the first thing we typically do with the story map, well, this is first or second, depending on your approach, is we start with what are the major goals that the system has to support and that your business processes has to support. So let's imagine that, in this simplified world, all we need to do to support delivery of handsets to our customers is we've got to manage orders, we've got to manage the fulfillment of those orders, and then finally we've got to manage the provisioning of the handsets based on that fulfillment. Then finally we're going to activate those handsets, and we're going to manage any of the billing processes so we can actually get paid. The reason I said this isn't always what you first start out with is very often we like to start out with personas. So, imagine that you've got a set of user